set to begin another week of football, and happy to have you along. We are underway on Thursday night primetime. And no Allen to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. They go play action here on first down. And that is going to be incomplete as he led him a bit too much. This, the second meeting of these two teams. You might recall they met back in week 5. And it was the Lions who got the road victory in that one. So they'll be looking to claim the season series now here at home in Detroit.
Come on. 60 Maverick. 60 Eagles. Ready.
He'll try again with the arm here on second down. Oh, he's got him in wide open, complete. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. 23 yards the pickup there.
First and 10.
And even though this is a top 5 rushing offense, and we see this especially early in the game, they're going to do their best to keep you honest. They don't want you getting the habit of stacking the box, so that's a good throw there. And they're able to come up with the first down.
So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And it'll be second down.
Brings up second and 5 at the 47-yard line.
On play action, they'll throw. And for right side here, complete. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 34-yard line. Heck of a start for him here, Charles, on this opening drive, and they're doing it all through the air. That's 4 snaps and 4 passes so far.
I do think that there's an argument, Brandon, to maybe mix in a running play or two, but the way that these offenses are constructed, you can get that done with swing passes and checkdowns. The way they're throwing it, I keep pressing it downfield.
5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down. The Lions sitting at a very solid 4-2 record through the first 6 weeks. They come in playing pretty good football, winners of 4 of their last 6 games.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
That's a really nice job there by the coverage, understanding that they're in a high-stakes situation. If he doesn't make a play on that ball, there's an excellent chance it ends up either as a touchdown or as a nice gain downfield.
On third down, here's Gibbs. That is brought down short. 2 yards there, needed 4.
Now, that was a big-time play by the defense. They as well knew where the first down line was, and they didn't let them get anywhere near it.
And on their first drive, the offense staying out there. They're going to go for it on 4th. Looking to throw. That is caught. And they will touch it down before he gets the first. They only got a couple, but a couple's all that they needed as they convert on 4th.
First and 10 at the 24-yard line.
Hawk 70, Hawk 70.
Now a play fake here on first down. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it. And the Vikings are going to get the football here as they force the INT on the game's opening drive. They'll run. This is Jonathan Taylor. Good strength, gets him a little extra and gets them some breathing room as he's tackled shy of the 10. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up second and 5. Operating from the gun, Chambers. And this throw incomplete. The defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to third down. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. From the gun on third down, Chambers. And out of bounds across the 15-yard line. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs. First Thursday night game. I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So, as you said, you shrink the playbook, pick out the plays that work best for you. You know what else you're looking for? Who are the freshest guys coming off the last game to play on a Thursday night? Guys that really need to be having their stuff. You go to them early and often.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
1st and 10 at the 32-yard line.
Off the play fake. Chambers. And it's incomplete. Boy, he doesn't drop many like that one. 2nd down.
No surprise at all. They're looking for the big man early in this one. The only surprise for them, he couldn't hang on to the pass.
Now a 2nd and 10. Back to throw again. Wide open receiver complete. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings.
Touchdown, Orlando.
Oronde Gadsden, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Vikings take the early turnover and convert it into an opening touchdown. For the extra point, Cameron Dicker. He hasn't missed an extra point all season, and he won't miss this one either. And it's 7-0.
Lions nothing. Cameron Dicker to kick off.
Here's Dicker now as he'll send this one away. Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. And he's able to get this all the way to the 40 before going out of bounds.
Well, he gave up the first touchdown of the game, but how about the response? Big-time return. Now it's their chance to try and put points on the board.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They're riding a 2-game winning streak in this Thursday nighter. How easy is it when you're on a roll to stay on a roll given the quick turnaround?
Well, you would think it'd be pretty easy because everyone's locked in practice and meetings because everyone feels good about themselves. And for coaches, this is where they have to tell themselves, don't add too much. Don't worry about game plans as much as players. So look at your play sheet and think, give it to the guys who play best, and don't worry about the rest of it.
Cowboy 80.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. The Vikings after it, and they get there for the sack. We'll see where they go for this play call. Obviously tough in this spot, backed up. Now a timeout called for by the offense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. 3rd and 19.
Tag. Bronco 80. 65 tag. 65.
He'll drop to throw. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got that complete. 3rd and 19, no problem, as they're able to convert. From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 36. He'll look to throw. He finds his man, complete. It's Hernandez. Touchdown, Detroit. A great effort there. 36 yards. And the Lions are an extra point away from evening this one up.
I know these wide receivers are about flash and dash and high-flying plays, but a good number of them played running back at some point in their career, and that's how they finish off a lot of their big plays, run after the catch.
And this time he finishes off the big play in the end zone. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. The lane opens here. He's past the 30. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
And Charles, these early season in-division games are always interesting because you're still kind of figuring yourself out, but you want to know as much as you can about the opponent.
And now this is intercepted. My goodness. And he will return this one to the 30-yard line. When I saw the pressure coming at him, that just looked problematic. Hit him as he threw it, and the interception ensued.
Let me pay homage to the man who stood in this spot before. He always talked about how much pressure is in the face of a guy, and can he step into a throw. And when you can't do that, oftentimes interceptions result.
And he's able to work his way down inside the red zone to the 19-yard line.
11 yards there and a Lion first down. 7-7, our score after one. Second quarter action now from Detroit, and it's the homestanding Lions who have the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10.
Ready, set. Go. 76.
Straight ahead with Gibbs here. And he'll get this down only to the 18. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
That's a pretty play there. Got in at the last second, helped force the ball free, and kept them out of the end zone.
Ready. Cougar 19. Go.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. A great play there. His second.
WTF, your whole team red.
And the Lions have taken the lead. Extra point splits the uprights. And that makes the score 14-7.
Hey, Dell, that's how this league is, yo. Everybody be red after practice. I don't know why. You know I don't do full pad either. Like I do half pad and I be resting motherfuckers. Still do it.
They will send this one away.
Dan.
He takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it to 26. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well.
This ITA glitch.
It's time to attack and take some of that momentum back. But make sure you're
I don't know if it's a glitch. I think it's league settings. I don't know. I couldn't tell you.
Before the ball leaves your hands.
Here we go on 2nd and 12. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. His second catch, and this one not nearly as electrifying as his first. And it'll bring up 3rd down now. So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. From the gun on 3rd down, Chambers. And that is incomplete.
As a defensive back, you have some weapons at your disposal that we don't often talk about. And you can read the receiver's eyes, you can read his hands, and you know that the arrival of the ball is imminent, and that allows you to make a play on it and oftentimes knock it away.
And he was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away.
So a good punt there, but a very strong 14-yard return.
And the Lions will take over. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. Now their last 2 drives both ending in touchdowns. It's got them this 14-7 lead.
And it looks to me, and I think you've probably seen the exact same thing, they're in an ideal spot now to create some separation. The way that they're functioning on offense now, they can create a pretty good gap. Allows their defense to play with a little more verve and confidence.
That big article in the paper this morning about them stringing possessions together for consecutive touchdowns. Well, right here, they're trying to make it 3 in a row. He finds his man, complete. It's Hernandez. And he's corralled at the 40, but not before picking up 8
yards on the pickup. Brings up second
and a couple.
At the 40-yard line.
Here comes the blitz as they look to throw. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. That winds up pushing him back 11 yards on the sack. And that'll bring up 3rd.
Here we go. Set. Ready.
They'll drop to throw. Rifles one, that's going to be intercepted. And the Vikings will take over possession here over the 44.
And I think this is a situation where the quarterback coach in the sideline is going to talk to a signal caller and say, listen, it's 3rd and long and it's still early in the game. Let's not force things here. If we don't feel good about it, let's just check something down and pump the football.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. They'll call it a gain of 6 on the play. And that's going to bring up 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 50-yard line.
Looking to throw. Chambers. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
They decided the opportunity was there and launched a deep ball, but he was unable to get away from the defender, couldn't create space, couldn't uncover at the end of the route, and that one winds up incomplete.
And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Like what I see so far out of this defense, because they've been showing their best coverages on 3rd down. So far, only allowed 1 conversion on a handful of attempts. One area of their game plan that they've executed to perfection.
On 4th down, Chambers. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Lions will get the football back in terrific field position. He gets this out wide to Gibbs. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the 2nd quarter, 14-7. From the 44 now, here's 2nd and 4. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really.
60 Vikings, 60 Vikings.
Now back to throw. Well, this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
From a defensive perspective, they had exactly what you want anytime they want to throw the football. There was pressure on the quarterback. They were getting after him, and they tightened down on the receivers and forced the incompletion. Wow, partner, it's almost a little jarring to see a holder set up on the other side of midfield. I haven't brought out my binoculars to make sure on that one. That is showing an awful lot of confidence in a kicker to try and hit from 61 yards, and this one winds up no good.
And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
That could have been a huge play, but give the defender credit. Stayed calm, stayed collected, and kept himself in a position to make a play on the ball without a penalty.
He's got the tight end. That's Gadsden. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25.
On the play. And the Vikings first down.
On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. This will be caught inside the 10. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. A chance now to get even before the break as they come up 1st and goal.
8-yard line.
And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. A great effort there. His 2nd rushing touchdown on the year. And the Vikings are within an extra point of tying up this ball game. Extra point up and good by Dicker. And that is going to tie our game as we approach halftime. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. Oh, good return up past the 30. And all in all, a pretty solid return. Nearly got it to the 35. They'll mark him down officially at the 34. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
He's airing it out for Williams. And this is caught. And he does take it in for the touchdown, but a flag on the field, and I don't think this is going to stand.
Yeah, don't put the points on the board just yet.
Ready, set.
They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold.
Ready. Pass the 60. Pass it. Ready.
Back to throw here. And for a 3rd tonight, he's intercepted. Picked up by Trenton Simpson. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Well, the offense, they'd really not been able to mount anything yet on that drive, and the defense made sure they couldn't mount anything. The interception and the return adding 6 to the scoreboard.
And that's no small return for a linebacker, partner. He took matters into his own hands and his legs on that pick. And once he had it, I don't think anyone on the field could have stopped it.
Oh, good-looking return set up here. And all in all, a pretty solid return. Nearly got it to the 35. They'll mark him down officially at the 34. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. With his slim deficit closing in on the end of the first half, we'll see if they can move this at least into field goal range and try to get 3 out of this drive. After the pick 6, they go right back to the air. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
They certainly thought he had an open look beyond the first down marker to his receiver, but they just couldn't connect, and that will send them back to the drawing board.
As he throws there, incomplete.
A couple of quick incompletions, and now they're just one more away from getting off the field. They've got options now. Could they dial up a blitz here or just drop everyone into coverage to crowd the throwing lanes?
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And that will be incomplete.
I think it's safe to say that he's made some questionable decisions out there so far. Forced some throws into tight cover. He's already been picked off in this game. 4th down now, but he's fortunate on that one not to have another turnover on his ledger.
Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. 13 yards the tally on the return there. And control of the football, switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
And with 10 seconds left, not really enough time to put something together.
On the RPO, he'll keep it himself. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. The final shot before break. Chambers. He's going to let this one go deep. And this is incomplete. Oh, it looked like he had a pretty good line on that one. That would have been a big play, but he could not pull it in. The Vikings have to like their position. They've got the lead. They get this football as well as we are back and underway for the second half.
And out a little across the 25 to the 27.
At their own 27-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
As this offense takes the field to begin the opening drive of the second half, Charles, remember in that first half, good through the air and really all around an outstanding offensive performance.
Absolutely. They reached the end zone several times. The passing game working incredibly well, and most importantly, partner.
And they went to the tunnel with a lead. They come back out with that lead.
Absolutely. NFL coaches, we know they're perfectionists in a lot of ways, but they had to like what they saw in that first half.
From the 33, here's a 2nd and 4.
Operating from the gun, Chambers.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted.
And he will bring it back. An interception return for the Lions. Touchdown. Extra point attempt to follow here. He's got it, and we're on time at 21. So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away.
And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
Now remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick 6, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
And the ball is free. Taylor lost it. And this is scooped up by the Lions. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line.
And now, as with every potential turnover, they're going to take a second look at this just to make sure. So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. Yeah, boy, it is tough to bring him down that time. He surges forward. He's going to get a full 6 out of that. Second down.
From the 43, it's 2nd and 3.
Off play action. Chambers. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field.
The penalties don't usually hurt as much as that one does. That is a monster gain wiped out by the flag.
And you and I both know that an offense only gets a couple of those big moments in a normal game. You've got to take advantage of them. When you give one away because of an avoidable penalty, that's a major disadvantage. Just steals away every bit of momentum you just generated with that play.
Give him 2 yards that time, and it's going to leave him with a 3rd and 11 situation.
And it's 3rd down.
Back to throw. Chambers. He'll try and do this himself. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. A nifty bit of scrambling there. 12 yards, first down.
12. First down, Vikings.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw.
And that throw behind his man, he missed him, incomplete.
Offense was moving a little bit, had them back on their heels, but they earned a brief pause by forcing the incompletion. That gives them a quick chance to regroup and try not to stand before they're backed up even further.
And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
Simple drag route here, lined up out left and tried to work his way back across the field. You probably saw me twitch there, partner, because I think he wanted the ball a little bit sooner. By the time he looked it in, the defender was right there.
And he will have a Vikings first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Vikings first down. 1st and 10 at the 40-yard line.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack.
And a good push up front, and he's able to navigate his way down inside the 30.
They'll look to throw here on first down. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 11 more yards that go around. A first down as well.
First and 10 at the 18-yard line.
Off the play fake. Chambers. Open man, that's too slow. And he's got this inside the 10 to the 9 before he's out of bounds. Line of scrimmage, the 9. Second and about a yard. Now a first carry for their fullback. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. His third rushing touchdown on the year, his 5th overall. And the Vikings are going to take the lead. Extra point up and good by Dicker. And they will take a 7-point lead.
Lions 21. Cameron Dicker to kick off.
So after the touchdown, here's Dicker out to kick this one off. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24.
At their own 24-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive.
And Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there was a quick 3 and out, and they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They got to get going.
And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. This drive starting off on the right foot, 18 yards. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another first and 10.
That throw taken in by Jameson Williams.
And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. From Viking territory now, they'll come up first and 10 at the 37-yard line. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off by Cameron Curl. And the Vikings are going to have the football here at their own 35-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. This offense, thankful, I'm sure, to have the football back, but also, Charles, after a long drive of their own, they've got to be a little weary.
Yeah, I would agree with that. And what you have to do to combat it, try and get fresh legs in where you can, especially the skill positions. And then for the offensive line, instead of attacking, maybe slow the tempo down a little bit, let them catch their breath.
4th quarter coming up here on Thursday Night Prime Time. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now at Ford Field. It's the Vikings in possession of the football and the lead. They'll be looking to add to that total as we begin quarter number 4. 2nd and 11.
They'll set up the screen to Taylor.
And he'll be tackled right on the chalk at the 45.
They ran that one well, and not only did they pick up a nice chunk of yardage on the screen, they sent a message to the defense. Rush the passer all you want, but you better be careful. We can hit you going back the other direction.
And great blocking downfield as he's got this almost to the 35-yard line.
Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
First down, Orlando.
Off play action. Chambers. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down.
That's another Vikings first down. 1st and 10 at the 23-yard line.
Operating from the gun, Chambers. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it. And this is caught. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. A 22-yard touchdown grab.
And the Vikings are looking to make it 2 straight as they add on to this 4th quarter lead. Extra point up and good by Dicker.
And the lead now up to 14.
35. Lions 21.
Now after the Dicker field goal, he's back out ready to send it away. And that one not returnable, not by a long stretch, over the back line of the end zone, so that's going to be spotted up at the 35-yard line. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. Not an ideal way to end their previous drive. They threw the interception, Charles, after they had built up some momentum. They were moving the football, but something to at least build on for this offense as they run back out here.
Yeah, you're right about that. Up until that last play, everything was working pretty well for this offense. Gaining chunks of yardage, getting first downs, really making a push for the end zone. It looked like they had a nice rhythm going. Now you got to have a short memory here. Don't focus on the interception. Focus on what came before it and get back to it.
Back to throw now on first down. Looking left side, it's complete. He's got it.
Now a 2nd and 2.
It's a gain of 8. Brings up 2nd and 2 at the Vikings 44-yard line.
They'll look to throw. He's airing it out for Williams. And he's got his man. It's caught for a Lion touchdown.
Jamison Williams, 44 yards. And the Lions have made it a one-score game again here in the 4th.
That's caught. And they're going to get the 2-point conversion, caught in the end zone. And that cuts the lead a bit further. Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
26-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Their lead back down to 1 score after the touchdown a moment ago. First down's a must on this drive as they start out here 1st and 10.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10.
Running straight ahead, Taylor.
Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Brings up 2nd and 9.
Operating from the gun, Chambers. And a quick throw here, that's complete. A gain of 8 there on the play. And that'll leave him with a 3rd and just a yard. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it. So it's not that big of a deal to me. I'm going to keep firing.
And he will have the Vikings first down by a couple of yards as they're able to convert there on 3rd and 1.
That's good for an Orlando first down. 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line.
Off the bootleg, Chambers. Oh, no, he lost the football. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. When that ball popped free, we could hear it all the way up here. Those guys down on the field alerting everyone of the fumble. He's lucky that his offensive mates picked him up and jumped on it.
Yeah, and you have to think to yourself, and I'm sure they've been echoing it on the sideline and into the huddle. Guys, we have the lead. Just take care of the football. Don't make it easier for them to start to make a comeback.
The fumble on first down now. Here's 2nd down.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Touchdown, Vikings! A great play there. His first touchdown on the year.
And the Vikings get an important score there to extend their lead here in this 4th quarter.
And now they'll empty the backfield here as they elect to go for 2.
The Vikings will line up.
They'll try and throw for it. And they don't get it. They tried for the 2-point conversion there, but unsuccessful.
41, Lions 29.
Here's Dicker now as he'll send this one away.
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
Here's 1st and 10.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. And he finds a man on a crossing route. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds.
All 3 timeouts remain, but they've got to score quick. It's 1st and 10.
Panther 11, Panther 11.
Back to throw. This is caught by Williams. And he's taken down inside the 30.
Here's 1st down.
A gain of 19 yards. That's another Detroit Lions.
They're going to look to throw.
Yeah, that is incomplete. Wow, the coverage a little too good there. And it's 2nd down.
Limited time left on the clock after that incompletion, so I think both sides are going to savor every second to prepare before the next snap. Because once the ball's in motion, it may be a non-stop push to finish this drive off. Everyone better be on the same page right now, because I think they're going to try and get several plays off in quick succession if they can. Back-to-back incompletions, but we know this is definitely 4-down territory. Time not on their side. I don't think they want to try and get the 1st down in 2 installments. I think they got to go and get it right here, right now.
What a kickoff to the week this has been. Now a big play. It's 3rd down.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw.
Pass taken in by his big tight end.
And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. A great effort there. 28 yards.
And the Lions have cut it back within a score.
Point after, right down the middle. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. So they got one of the 2 touchdowns they needed. Now for the onside kick. And the Vikings able to recover. The hands team does its job. A tough one there. They certainly wanted that one. They needed it, but they didn't absolutely have to get it. They still do have 3 timeouts.
You're exactly right. They had to attempt it. But even though they didn't get it, as you noted, with 3 timeouts, if they can get these stops on defense, all hope is not lost.
They got to have 2 hands on the football here as they run on 1st down. He's to the 15.
And he'll finally be taken down at the 2-yard line. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 1:06 left to go in the game. It's 1st and goal, and a late touchdown at this stage could officially salt this one away. The Lions now going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game.
Oh, Brandon, I'm going to tell you, this is football time to me. They're inside the 10-yard line. That's like drawing the line in the sand. Who's going to make the stand here? Defensive guys, they know if he gets in the end zone, this ball game is over. And the guys with the football right now, they're thinking, let's just pound it in there.
Got to hold them to 3 to keep this a 1-score game. And they'll turn to a power game to try to get in. And he will take this one into the end zone for a Viking touchdown. It's the fullback. His 2nd touchdown of the night.
And the Vikings are able to widen their advantage.
The Vikings will line up for the 2-point conversion.
They'll look to throw. Now he'll tuck this and run. And he will get into the end zone to extend the lead by 2 more.
Lions 36. Cameron Dicker.
So after the touchdown, here's Dicker out to kick this one off.
And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
At their own 26-yard line.
They'll come up 1st and 10 here.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. It's caught inside the 25. And he takes this one into the end zone. And all of a sudden, here in the final minute, things get a little bit tighter. Extra point right down the middle. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. So a little under 50 seconds to go. Plenty of time if they can get this onside kick. And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. The risk-reward of the onside kick. When you don't get it, the risk comes out to play. And here they gave up great field position.
And that's the key to everything, because you're trying your best to press advantages when you have them. And field position leads you to that type of play calling. And whether you want to blitz or whether you want to throw the ball deep, those types of things, now they've given up that type of field position, the advantage